All right, October 1st seems far away, but actually it's not. It's right around the corner. Patrick White is joining us from Huffpost Quebec to discuss the latest, the poll numbers, the CAQ, and all of the rest of it. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. So we were just looking at these poll numbers, the recent Léger poll. We can bring them up. The Gazette and Le Devoir have these numbers with the Léger poll. And you were saying that you're surprised to see the PQ climbing back up there. What do you think is happening there? I mean, we were just discussing with Elias and you. It sounds like Jean-François Lisée is becoming more and more popular. So how do you explain this? Is it the fear of losing party status? Is it the recent nationalist rhetoric? What's happening?
I think overall, if you look at the number for the PQ, it just shows that so far Lisée has had the best campaign because he's campaigning hard from 8 a.m. to 9:10 p.m.
So he's just working.
He has the craziest schedule.
He
has the craziest schedule since they started the campaign.
Right.
So and he has, I mean, in terms of mistakes.
There have been a few.
He has made a few.
And he keeps defending some of his candidates who are out there saying the most racist, ridiculous, anti-Semitic things, and he's hunkering down and saying that's okay.
Well, he's the one who chose Michel Blanc for that riding, so he's going to have to condemn him or get rid of her. I'm sorry.
Yes.
Or move on.
Yeah.
And it's been like 3-4 days in a row.
He has not. He's continued to defend her, basically saying that this is censorship. So that doesn't seem to affect the numbers, though. So what do you make of that?
Well, he's trying to attract the nationalist vote. He's trying to distinguish himself from the CAQ and the Liberals, because otherwise they all seem to have the same platform.
Right.
They announce money for the kids. They announce money for the families. For the elderly people, a little bit more money for the education system and more money for the health system. So if you look at all these programs, they all look alike in a way.
And they also all look alike, Patrick, and you'll correct me if I'm wrong. Well, let's talk about that, right? Let's talk about this continuing sort of let's make a problem when there isn't one. You know, in fact, the studies show we need more immigrants. We actually do need more workers. We need more people. So this election is creating the immigration problem. What is that? What do you make of this in this campaign? Are we just emulating our friends down south and our friends over in Ontario? And what does this say about Quebec moving forward? I mean, when we look at what happened to the Parti québécois and Pauline Marois when she started bringing up these types of issues, what does this say?
But it says that if you look even at the numbers in English Canada, 49% of people, they don't want more immigration, even in English Canada. It just shows that he's trying to find a way to attract those voters who are they are not afraid of immigration. They don't want to increase it. And as far as the CQ is concerned and the PQ is concerned, they want to cut it by about 20%. The issue they're going to find is the lack of manpower in Quebec.
Right.
That's one of the most pressing problems in the province right now. So they're trying to, they're both trying to reach the same voters, basically.
And who is this voter? Let's call a spade a spade. How do you describe this voter? I mean, is it the voter who's actually doesn't understand what you just said, that we need workers? Is this I'm having a hard time understanding my fellow Quebecers on this point of view.
I mean, we attract around 50,000 immigrants a year. They want to cut it by 20% because they feel we're not able to integrate immigrants properly into French, and that's a big problem, and that's the actual fault of the government, who has never put enough money to properly integrate immigrants in the province, and that's the government's fault, not the immigrants' fault.
Right.
That's something that should be said.
We are running out of time, but I do want to get to this. The numbers, the poll also showed that a large, I think it was around 40%, say that they're willing to change their mind.
That's crazy.
So they're waiting for the debates.
That's crazy.
Tell me why this is crazy.
I mean, you're 2 days before the French debate, which is going to be the turning point in the campaign, and close to half of the people are not even sure of how they're going to vote.
So what does this mean about the candidates themselves?
It means that the parties are weak, their platforms are weak, they are just targeting clienteles here and there, and there's no project for the Quebec society. So people are very divided and very pissed off with the campaign so far.
And Patrick, many people say the CAQ, of course, they continue to be in the lead. We've yet to hear about Mr. Legault's plans for the Anglophone and Allophone communities in Montreal. We have the debate, by the way, reminder, the English debate, all English debate, September 17th, right here on City. What do you think he'll say? What do you think he has to say to Anglophones very quickly?
I'm not a separatist.
Yeah.
I believe in Canada. We're going to.
You think he's going to say I believe in Canada because he's not really said that yet?
Or he's going to say
I'll
he's a federalist.
Canada, yeah.
And the absolute right to protect the right of Anglophones and minorities across Quebec.
Patrick White will also be joining us on the post-debate show, so look forward to seeing you then.
And the debate on the Thursday is going to be the turning point of the campaign in French. Yeah.
Well, we're going to have to have you back to continue to discuss this. Again, from Huffpost Quebec, the managing editor, thank you so much for joining us. All right, stay tuned. Catherine has your full look at weather and traffic, the hotspots to avoid this morning.